money. No. Sometimes you pay back by your health. Sometimes you pay back by your broken relationships. Sometimes you pay back by scattered family members. And sometimes you pay back even by suicides. It is not that if you take unethical money or do unethical practice, it goes by the same way. It has 1,000 ways to go out of you. And it goes. So your prized possession is not your status. Your prized possession is not your power. Your prized possession is not your money. Your prized possession is your ethical practice in profession. That is your most prized possession. If you can hold your head high in the presence of thousands of people, and if you can go to bed at night with a clear conscience, I have not hurt anybody today, I have not done anything unethical today, then no pillow is as soft as a clear conscience. That is the biggest achievement of human life. Otherwise, to grab somebody's food is a dog's job. Is to grab somebody's place is an animal's job. Is not a human's job. Living in a dignified way as a human being is the first duty of a human being. So ethical practice in any profession is our prized possession. And man, they are known for their ethical practices. And remember one thing. Talent and intelligence converted into knowledge and experience can take you to any heights. But only ethics and character can keep you there. The day you keep aside character, the day you keep aside ethics, your any amount of talent, any amount of intelligence, any amount of knowledge, and any amount of experience can become zero in a single second. And we all know hundreds of examples in this society today, because what a man should be is in the scriptures, and what a man is in the newspapers. What a man should be is in the Srimad Bhagavad Gita or in the scriptures, and what a man is in the newspapers. You may be the president of the International Monetary Fund, or you may be the director of McKinsey. You may be anybody, Strauss, Ken, or Rajat Gupta. Your talent and intelligence and knowledge can take you to any heights. But if you lose ethics, if you lose character, within seconds, it can bring you to zero. No need to fear. Love ethics. Don't follow ethics out of fear. You have to follow ethics out of love for it. The first and the foremost responsibility of a human being is to be a gentleman. Doctors afterwards. Sannyasi afterwards. The first and the foremost duty of a human being is to be a perfect gentleman. And for that, certain kind of thinking, certain kind of behavioral practices, certain kind of prescription practices. I'm using particularly your terminologies because we are doctors here. Certain kind of personal ethics are to be followed to live a perfect human life, to be a perfect gentleman. I want to ask you a question. Did you labor a lot to get into medicine once upon a time? Yes or no? After getting into medicine, did you labor a lot to get out of it? With flying colors. After that, you labored a lot to get into PG? Yes. After that, you labored a lot to actually set your practice in the society? Yes. That means from day one, we have all labored. It's a human endeavor. We have all labored. Now, the toughest labor is to synchronize ethics into profession, to weave ethics into your practice, to synchronize humanity and profession. That is the biggest challenge of the 21st century for any professional in any field. So ethics in profession is like a diamond in a golden crown. You all are very respected people in this society. You go to small villages and people take you as demigods. They have tremendous trust in doctors because they say that my health, physical, mental, many times emotional as well, depends upon you. The first and the foremost thing when it comes to behavioral ethics is, as Stephen Covey puts in, empathic listening. Don't take any patient for granted. When he comes and says, sir, since last 10 days I'm having temperatures, and comes and goes, oh, I come to know what you have. You prescribe the medicine because you want to attend 150 patients a day. Ethics in professionalism starts with this. The first basic step in any profession when it comes to ethics is empathic listening. Listen with a patient mind till he wants to talk, and if he starts to talk again, listen. Doctors are made in this world to listen, not to talk like us. We are made to talk. You are made to listen. That is your first and foremost. You are paid for it. As they say, I read at a particular reception counter many months back, see, in a corporate, we don't pay you for your brains. We just reward you for using it intelligently and wisely. In the same way, doctors, they are highly regarded. Not just highly regarded, I use the word, they are seen as demigods by common men. So your first job, first step in ethical practice is patient listening. Empathic listening. How many of you have read Stephen Covey, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People? Just raise your hand. Quite few of you. I think, Jitendra, you need to have a seminar on this. Empathic listening is, in one line I want to tell you, don't listen to answer. Listen to understand the need and concern. That is called empathic listening. Listen to the patient, not to prescribe. At present, we are listening to the patient to prescribe. You need to prescribe it, but first, you must listen to understand his needs and his concerns. Most of the times, most of the patients have this experience. As friends, I want to share with you today that when we go to the doctor, when we just start our talk, within the second line, he said, okay, I know what is wrong with you, and he prescribes and gives us the prescription. Go and get the medicine. But along with a couple of things, along with the temperature, he wants to tell you I have a backache. Along with that, he says that every day I wake up half midnight, that is midnight. And in the morning, I get some cough. In the evening, I don't have it. He has a list of 10 other minor things to tell you. You just go by the first 2 sentences and prescribe. Mostly it happens, yes or no? This is not called empathic listening. Don't listen to answer and prescribe. Listen to understand the need and concern. That is first step towards empathic listening. So diagnose well before you prescribe. These are the words used by Stephen Covey in 7 Habits as well. Diagnose properly to prescribe. This is the most important thing. Along with that, after empathic listening, second important thing is that trust of the patient. Now this word, when I have used, don't take it lightly. It is the essence of all your progress. From materialistic progress to your emotional satisfaction. The trust of the patient is most important. You might have heard the name of Warren Buffett. He's one of the richest, rather the richest investor in the world today, with investments of more than $100 billion. He has 63 companies under his flagship company, Berkshire Hathaway. You might be surprised that he writes only one letter to the 63 CEOs of these companies. He never meets them. He never attends those meetings, and no personal phone calls. Just one letter every year. And that letter contains only one sentence. And this is how he's running his empire. Can you believe that more than $150 billion empire can run on only such occasional writings? Forget meetings, forget board meetings, forget AGMs, forget personal callings to CEOs and MDs. Only one letter every year, and that too only one sentence. In the last letter, that is in the year 2011, he wrote to the 63 CEOs of his companies just one sentence. Take care of all the money that you invest, because it is not yours, it is shareholders' money. Warren Buffett. The entire empire runs on ethics, on ethical practices. He wrote, rule number 1, don't lose shareholders' money. Rule number 2, don't forget rule number 1. In the same way, let me share in a converted language. Rule 1, doctors, don't lose patients' trust. Rule 2, don't forget rule number 1. Never lose your patient's trust. That is the most important ethical practice. So first is empathic listening. Second is apply all your brains, your resources, your know-hows, your experience to uphold the rich tradition of ethical practice by gaining full trust of the patient. Let the farmers work at their place. Let the pharmacies, that is the medical shops, work at their place. Let the laboratories work at their place. Did you understand what I want to say? Let them work at their place. We need lesser concern to get connected with them. That is the most important thing. I am not sharing my opinion. I am today a common man of the society. What was in the heart of millions of laymen in the society, I am sharing with you. Let the pharmaceuticals work in their way. Let the laboratories work in their way. Let the X-ray machines work in their way. Let the medical shops work in their way. We should not get connected with anybody. That is total ethical practice. And as I said, be clear what you want exactly at the end of your life. At the end of the day, at the end of your professional career, and at the end of your life. Be very clear. What do you exactly want? Somebody from the first row? What do you exactly want at the end of the day, at the end of your professional career, and at the end of your life? Peace, peace. Any other word? Super peace, peace, satisfaction, contentment. Recently, see, शांति से मरना, वही बात कर रहा हूँ. तो इनएथिकल प्रैक्टिस क्या शांति लाएगी? हाँ, शांति से जीना, वही बात है. तो इनएथिकल प्रैक्टिस लाएगी? हाँ, वही. These are the common answers. In one or the other way, it means the same: satisfaction and peace. Recently, Times of India, they conducted a survey in more than 10 cities of India. In the age group of 17 to 55, more than about 500,000 people were surveyed across states, across culture, across languages. They were asked one fundamental basic question: what by you is the definition of happiness? You would be surprised that more than 73% of males and more than 81% of females, they said emotional contentment is the happiness according to us. That means everybody believes this. Immediately the second question was posed to these people. That for this peace or this happiness that you are defining now, or you are agreeing with us, what do you need? Or are you dependent upon somebody? You would be surprised that out of the total people surveyed, more than 78% they replied that for this kind of emotional contentment, you are